Of Ms. Joanne SugarJo.
So today is an incredibly important day for me. Today is the deadline of my dissertation. I'm so disfluent. The deadline today, but I handed it in last week because Steve wanted me to do this. 3.5 years of my life in 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, I think that's quite an intense thing to put into 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Anyway, so this is module 4, and I was so confused. All these things were going on in my classroom, all these things I was interested in, the research and the theory. And it's so complicated. How can I get this into my dissertation? So one of the beautiful things about MASH was that I went into my dissertation discussion. I was being a watty. I won the beer, by the way. And I started talking about what I was thinking of teacher cognition, teacher decision making, what you do in your classroom, how many decisions you're making. And I was like, I'm talking about something, I don't want to do this in my dissertation. It was moving me further and further away from the thing that I was really into, and that was student and student talk. At JALT, I presented at the Birmingham Showcase last year, and I'm talking to Nick Groom, and I'm saying, teacher cognition, and he's sitting there, and I said, I don't want to do this for my dissertation. He goes, yeah, change it. So I got another 6-month extension, and went back to what was really fascinating to me, and that was the idea of students and teachers collaborating together, and students collaborating together through conversation in the classroom. Now, it's very complicated. You've got all these ways of looking at conversation in the classroom. Scott's talked about a lot of them. And what I really wanted to do was just get the students' voices back into my dissertation after going so far away from it. I think this is my dissertation. Very happy dissertation. And I think dissertations are collaborations between me and my tutor, my supervisor, between you guys who've helped me a lot, between all these books. Here's Scott's here. It's a collaboration between me and the things I'm doing. Well, one of the things that's really important to me, this is where I work, this is my office up here, this is a computer I did it on, this is Jesus obviously. This is my community of practice, this is where I work. This is what I'm doing, and this is context, and that's what I'm really fascinated by, that what we're doing is where we work. Okay, this is me with 2 of my beautiful students, and what I found through Van Leer was this idea of an instructional conversation. What you're doing in your classroom, you're talking. And what I found fascinating through the research that I was doing was that I was listening to Bill. I recorded it. This poor guy, I recorded his classes forever and ever. This is Bill, absolutely brilliant guy. Our instructional conversation was brilliant. This was teacher development for me. So even in my classroom, I'm doing this for my students, but me and Bill were doing it as well. And with Steve on Skype, this is an instructional conversation too. It reaches out beyond your classroom, like Chuck's just been saying now. What I started to look at was, I did a discourse analysis, the old Sinclair comparison. It's a big movement. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put these tags onto all the discourse. So I started looking at the things that were just coming out at me. And what I was interested in was what Bill was doing, and what I think I do in the classroom is that we're talking, and we just take little bits of what's working and extend it. And this could be through a textbook. This could be, like you say, you go into the classroom, how's your weekend, what you do, and extend it and make sure that the students are communicating together, and setting up the classroom to be collaborative is really important. Now, this is what I find was really positive about the instructional conversation. It was multi-directional, it's moving around, it's relevant to the students, it's really dynamic. It can move anywhere, it's temporal. It goes from time to time, from class to class. It's co-adaptable, this is Larson Freeman, I think. It's conversational, it's flowing, it's social, okay? And I didn't know how I was going to put this into a dissertation. Like, this is so complicated. And started looking at the idea of complexity, which is very popular at the moment. And this system could be EFL, and the subsystem could be the classroom, the components could be the textbook, the students. And started trying to think about complexity, and it's so inclusive. And what was going on with the discourse analysis that I done before was that it was really reductive, and the idea of the classroom, this beautiful butterfly that's flying, was getting tracked down on this page like a display case, and it wasn't getting any of the dynamics of the classroom into it. So I started looking at just interesting, and again, emergent things like physical objects in the classroom, textbook, of course, environmental factors, it's been really hot recently. Reality outside of the classroom, what those students were bringing into the conversations, and of course, them thinking out loud together. That's Neil Mercer, love his work. Thinking together out loud, talking through stuff. This is what got me. There's these things going on in the classroom. And then there's this moment, there are these hundreds of moments, and all of these are potential learning moments. And as a teacher, it's how you manage those moments, how you help your students to continue their conversations, how you set it up. And I think they love this guy. Love this guy. I think if you keep metaphor like this behind you, nobody else can see it, but it's part of how you teach. It's part of what you're doing with the students and how they start interacting with each other. It's always there following you. Always there. This metaphor of complexity. So that's about it, really. I had really good fun. This is my dissertation. He's a man. He is a man, okay? He's dismissed, he's gone, but it's the process of this that I've gone through, I think, that's been so important to me in terms of what the conversations I'm looking at for the students. In the bin, or the garbage, whatever. So, he's completely gone, but he's still here, of course he's still here. A huge part of what I'm doing today, and this is long. Come on, get in the bin, go. Shred you, I'm going to shred you. This is the guardian of my memory stick that has a dissertation in it. And if you squeeze it, he goes, Ishigai what? So this is brilliant. And I mean, I translate it as, your intention is weak. And my husband, I said to my husband, and he said, you don't do the things that you decided to do, Joanne. It's like, brilliant, my husband's English is excellent. That's it.